They can hear us. Terrifying. It's terrifying, I know.
You gotta pull the schedule up.
I got the schedule up.
I know, but from... Oh, I see. I could just look. I get what you mean now.
Do you want... Yeah, wait, why am I screen sharing if you can just see the schedule, too?
Because every time you click on a video and watch it, if you switch
then we can watch
screens,
it.
and then we can watch it at the same time, we don't have to do that 3, 2, 1 bullcrap.
Okay. Use your brain if you
I know,
must.
it's not a big brain.
And 3 minutes, not even 2 minutes into showing myself, I already accidentally just had double chin. This is awful. We have to restart. We actually have to restart.
Delete the VOD, start
Delete
over.
the VOD, start again. Absolutely.
Weekly roundup. So, Julie, you got it first.
I had my first week back to classes. It was okay.
I'm snapping.
I had some guy ask for my number in the library, and it was really uncomfortable. And then I got put in a group with his friend, so that made it even funnier, I guess. I accidentally sat beside a guy who bought me drinks at the bar that I was hoping to never see again, so that was also fun. Love that for me.
That's awesome.
I think my classes are gonna be... I'm not as nervous for them as I thought. I don't think it's gonna be as hard as I was thinking, like, because I'm taking 4 classes at once, but it seems like all of them are... I'm mostly nervous about my management class, because that teacher is the type that, like, he does all multiple choice, but it's, like, really convoluted, and, like, if you don't, like, pay attention and interact with him in class, he won't give you marks. Like, he literally in class, it was our first day, like, doing an actual class, and he was, like, he literally was standing there, like, if you guys don't talk to me, I'm not gonna talk, and we're all just gonna stand here.
Oh, it's
like,
one of those.
I hate that shit so much. Like, just teach. Like, I understand, like, you want a response, but still.
The problem with those professors is what ends up happening is the quiet kids still choose not to talk, right?
Yeah.
And then you rely on, like, 3 kids in class, and I'm always one of those kids.
No, and so
like,
he's already got 3 kids, but one of them doesn't speak English, so every time this person starts talking, it's literally, like, 3 minutes of, like, just droning on about... You don't even know what the hell he's saying. But anyways, you were saying they always pick you?
Well, it's not like they pick me. I hate the awkward silence, so I'm always going to participate. I always have an opinion. That's why we do this stupid podcast.
I just pretend that I'm writing. Well, no, I don't pretend. I literally just, like, bury myself in my iPad and write the whole time, so it looks like I'm, like, listening and paying attention, but, like, I'm too busy to talk. You know what I'm saying? Big brain.
But there's so many, like, great things about talking a ton in class. One of them is a lot of professors, especially in my master's program, a lot of professors actually had a percentage of your grade be based off of your participation.
Yeah,
which I love,
my
right?
one class does that. My history class does that. He wants you to, at the very least, like, we're put in groups, so he wants you to, like, talk in your group and stuff. And then from your group participate with the class. Which I've been okay at talking in my group. Like, I was the one that introduced myself first and, like, asked everyone questions and shit. I don't know. It's, like, weird. My anxiety these first, like, 2 classes has not existed at all. Like, usually when I go to class, I'm freaking the fuck out, and, like, talking to people, like, makes me feel sick, but I just have not felt any sort of anxiety in any capacity.
Maybe it's because you're, like, almost done and you can, like, see the finish line.
I think it's because it's literally my last semester and I'm like, I'm never gonna be here again, so I just don't give a fuck. Which, hopefully, maybe that will help with me doing presentations.
You said you didn't want to do it still, though.
I don't want to do them.
And you honestly have a valid argument for presentations. You never want to be someone who ever has to give them. You want to be an accountant and do work
well,
behind
also,
so, like,
not even besides that fact, it's that I don't want to have a panic attack in front of the class, because then no one's doing presentations.
Well,
it's
like,
gonna be a shit show.
I had one of my roommates that I'm still friends with. She fainted during a presentation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's the type of shit that, like, will happen to me. Like, I the last time I did a presentation in class, my heart rate was at 180 before I even went up. And I'm like, shouldn't I be dead by now? And then we literally he docked us marks because I talked too fast because I was trying to get through it.
I think really convoluted and skipping areas what I was supposed to talk about. I'm not good at presentations. But the thing is, I'm so calm before that I sign myself up for the presentations. I know what happens to me when I get on the stage, right? When I get on the stage to give the presentation, I think that's why I have a genuine fear of it, because like when I'm on the stage, I just like blank, I start freaking out. But like beforehand, I sign myself up for as many speeches as possible. I signed myself up for drama because I was like, if I can do a stupid acting in front of a class, I can do a presentation, right? That's the logic. But it ended up being COVID, so the drama, I just sent in videos and had no audience, so.
Dude, I literally had like a project. I didn't even use my real voice. I used an AI voice. And the teacher was like, he docked marks. He was like, I don't understand why you didn't use your voice. I'm like, I literally wrote back. I was like, every time I had to listen to myself, I got sick.
That's so funny. But I did one summer quarter, I took like kind of a for fun class, and it was based off like Japanese literature, and at the end we had to give like a little video presentation. My professor felt so bad for me because I told her that my friends volunteered to do it with me, which they did. My idea for the final project was do a fake podcast, and I wrote all the questions that my friend was going to ask me, and I was going to answer them. My friends did not show up. I had a backup and everything. Like both of them didn't show up. So I did this really stupid thing where do you remember the story? Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I split the screen and I put a hat on every time I was asking the questions and like flipped back.
Honestly, kudos to you for getting through that. That's funny as fuck. I'm sure the teacher loved that.
Every time I switched, I was like giggling because it's so stupid.
That's really funny, I won't lie.
And I like changed my voice a little bit too, like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay, the voice change is like crazy. I won't lie.
I mean, like...
Taking it a step too far now.
Oh, that was the step too far. And it was about like, so it's Japanese gender studies in literature. So like there was a little like emoji of an anime character in the corner, and it kept changing genders. It was kind of sick, honestly. If I can find that emoji, I'll send it to you.
I need it. I definitely need it.
Okay, that was your roundup. Was that it? Do you want to talk about your neighbors at all?
Oh, my neighbor, he just asked me, he's being chill. I don't know, he's being chill. I just don't know what to do about it because I'm awkward. Oh, sorry, don't worry about that. Sorry,
her neighbor keeps trying to hang out with her and she doesn't want to do it, pretty much.
I just don't want to, like, okay, the problem is it's not that I don't think my neighbor's, like, creepy or anything like that. The problem is he's literally my neighbor, so, like, if I feel awkward in any capacity or any way, like, if I hang out and I decide I don't like it and I don't ever want to see him again or whatever the hell, he's literally lives right there. Like, I can't get away. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, it's a recipe for disaster. It's better to just, like, be neighbors and not, like, friends. You get me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But, like, let's say best case scenario, like, what happened with your group members last quarter is that you really enjoyed hanging out with them, you know?
Yeah, that reminds me. I need to message my respect. Yeah, I mean, that could happen, but, like, I'm also just, like, with school and everything, I'm not at a point in my life where I'm interested in having more friends.
Yeah, I feel that. It's so funny, though, that you say that, and then you're the one who kind of initiated this whole, like, start of this relationship by walking in their apartment drunk and like, my drink's something.
Hold on, I was hammered. That's not my fault. I was hammered. I'm really social when I'm drunk, and then I get sober and I'm like, why did I do that?
Why did I do Honestly. My week was also interesting. Oh, you didn't even talk about your date. Do you want to talk about your date?
My e-kitten?
Your e-kitten?
My e-kitten date? It was great. We just played games and hung out. She's, like, really bubbly and like, sweet. Super social.
I was joking about my date. I was not a real date. I literally, so I had to go to a conference this week. There was around 50 people there. I was in line for lunch and this guy turned around. He saw where I worked. He was like, oh, you work there? Like, blah, blah. And he started talking to me about my job. I started talking to him about his job. We ate lunch together at the conference, right? There's many people around us. Mm-hmm. But I was joking because it was like the conference was set up where it was like chair next to chair to like face the screen. And because we were eating lunch together, we were like That's why I was like joking. It was basically a date. We were like right next to each other eating lunch and talking about like work or whatever. But
It
I had the
could've been a
conference
date
this
if
week.
you wanted it to be.
I mean, I definitely could turn it into that, but I don't want to. It's strictly professional. He worked for a company. His previous job was a former investor of ours too. So I was like,
that's cool.
he was asking some information that like I didn't even know if I could share. So I was like,
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
I was like, oh, I don't know, just started.
That's funny.
And then what else did I do this week? Oh, it was snowing. It was snowing a ton Monday, Tuesday. It's been very cold. This is like the coldest winter I've ever been in because I'm a California girl.
Do you love it? Do you love the snow?
I like it when I was inside. It was really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stayed up, if you remember the, like maybe you don't remember, I don't know. I stayed up to try to see the first snowfall and everything. But then it kind of fucked up my sleeping schedule, honestly.
Yeah, you've been staying up late lately.
I've been staying up really late because the first day I stayed up super late to see the snowfall. And then this whole week has been weird because they're lenient with the working hours, especially since we have an LA office. They're lenient with the working hours, especially if you're working remote. So as long as I get like my 8 hours in, like if I start my day at like 10 a.m., that's still like 7 a.m. for LA, right? So like if I start my working day at 10 a.m., I'll work till like 6 p.m. here and like be good.
That's not bad then. At least like like if you need it, you can like sleep in a little
That's
bit.
the thing. I'm happy with the kind of work I'm doing right now. It's because it's not like labor or anything. So like if I don't finish a project, I can finish it in my own time at like 8 p.m. I can finish it. Like I can go email a project right now and start doing it, which I really like.
That's good.
So conference, the snowfall. I've been really distracted. Birthdays this weekend.
You so excited?
No, not really. Like I'm excited for tomorrow because we're gonna like do drinks and games and stuff. But like I was talking to one of my coworkers and it's a weird birthday. It's a really weird birthday.
Yeah, I guess you are like you don't have any friends or family near you, so it feels like
it's the only. This is the most alone I'm ever gonna be on my birthday. Someone asked me on a date this weekend and I lied to them and said I'm gonna be out of town because I'm gonna pose you this thought. I think did I pose you this thought or someone else this thought?
Oh.
I'm gonna pose you this thought.
Posing.
At least I'm gonna pose the live watchers. So you're on a date with someone, okay? You want to order a little drink, so you get a drink. They ask for your ID. They see your birthday's tomorrow. The waiter, and they say happy birthday, and the guy goes, "When's your birthday?" And you say, "Oh, tomorrow." And they go, "It's your birthday tomorrow?" And you're hanging out with someone from Hinge.
I don't think
and then
that's,
you
like,
have
crazy.
to admit you're a loser.
I don't think that's I think it's a little weird if you did it on your actual birthday and didn't tell him. But like I don't think it's weird because you literally did just move there.
It's not weird because I just moved there, but then it's like a whole thing where I don't want to deal with like having to explain it's my birthday and then them saying, "Oh, are you doing anything special?" And then me saying no, and they're like them like almost feeling guilty and wanting.
I know what you mean, and then they're like, "Oh, do you want to do something with me?" type shit.
Yeah. And then, but then I'm also, let's say, then I'm also roped in with doing something with them, and then like it's almost like a blossoming of like a committed relationship. Like he hung out with me for my birthday. That's
birthday
like
is serious.
that's what it feels like.
I would just chill. I mean, it's your birthday. Get yourself your some good food. Some good.
I'm gonna get my nails done tomorrow, and then probably tomorrow, like evening, I'm gonna order. I don't know what I'm gonna order. Some food that looks good.
Are we
maybe
supposed
a
to be
little more
downloading
pricey.
Baldur's Gate?
We should do it tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do that.
God, I'm so bad at not reading chat. Usually people are bad at reading chat. I'm bad at not.
I have
reading
it
chat.
covered up,
I want to
so I don't look at
respond. I want to respond so badly. Okay, this came up from the conference. I was texting Julie throughout the conference. There was a lot of topics that just weren't that relevant to my work or me.
Mhm.
So I was texting her a lot during the conference, and one of the things that came up was I thought a woman's outfit on one of the panelists' outfit was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Julie a picture and Julie was like, "What the hell? That's not inappropriate at all." Okay. I think it's inappropriate. The reason being is all the audience members who are women were wearing like full-on suits, right?
Mhm.
And this woman had a low-cut top on where she had some cleavage. Like, I understand women have cleavage, but you don't see like men ever wearing this. It's skin tight.
Mhm.
It's skin tight, lower cut. It was like a top like this. My debate is you wouldn't see, like, I understand like a turtleneck that's a little tighter fitted. I understand that, but something like this, I don't get it.
For a corporate conference is a little crazy. I won't lie.
It's a corporate conference. Like, obviously people are going to be assuming, are you sharing? Oh yeah, you're sharing chat. Obviously you're going to be assuming like intentions and stuff like that. How'd you get your position? Like, if you want people to assume that, then go right ahead.
She should have been wearing at least a blazer minimum, and if not, she should have had a camisole underneath to like hide the
and she wasn't wearing these jean shorts. She was wearing like I wouldn't even consider what she was wearing dress pants, honestly. She was wearing like they were dress pants but like built like sweatpants, if that makes sense.
trousers, like sweat trousers or something.
Yeah, they were like sweat trousers. They were strange.
Yeah,
so
if
it was
she
like
wasn't
that
gonna wear a
top was
blazer,
sweat
she should have
trousers.
worn a camisole under this to cover her cleavage.
Yeah, like because you saw how she was sitting too. It
Yeah,
was like
she was like
in
fully,
in a more revealing position.
If you're gonna have bad posture, you can't have your tits out. That's just a fact. You know what I mean?
So we had a little bit of we didn't have a debate. It was just, and then that also the conference was another thing. Was I got really embarrassed because me and the guy exchanged LinkedIn's, and I have not updated my LinkedIn since I have been working at this new company.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
And I was so embarrassed because he had 500 plus connections, and I had 20 connections.
I mean, you're just starting. You'll get there. I wouldn't be embarrassed. Like, if anyone says anything, you just say, I just started.
The thing is, I didn't even say where I worked. I really wasn't, like, updating my LinkedIn. So I ended up,
Update it?
Ended up updating it right when I saw his connection request.
You keep telling me to get a LinkedIn, but who am I gonna LinkedIn in with?
Why are you saying LinkedIn?
LinkedIn!
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Linked. Like, linked up?
I know, but I genuinely thought it was called LinkedIn for the longest time, so I'm gonna keep going with it.
Why? You know how to say it now.
Because it's
It's like saying gyro all your life and then realizing it's gyro.
I feel like it's way fun. Like, if I'm actually talking to, like, someone, I would say LinkedIn, but I think it's way funnier to say LinkedIn, so people think that I'm an idiot.
So they correct you?
No. They would never correct me.
But I always correct you.
Yeah, but you already know I'm an idiot, so it doesn't bother me.
Like, you say most of your words with, like, an E.
I mean, like bag?
Like, bag. Bagel.
Bagel? Do you want me to say that? Bagel?
Bagel.
Bagel.
B-A-E. Like, bagel.
Bagel?
You say bagel.
Bagel?
Can you say bay? You're my bay.
Bay?
Yeah. And then goal.
Oh.
Bagel.
But I'm not gonna, like, emphasize bagel every time. I'm not gonna go bagel. Bagel.
No, you're gonna say bagel.
It's bagel. It's the same thing. We're saying
Bagel.
the same thing. We're literally saying the same thing.
There's quite a bit of other words. I can't remember. Like backpack. Like say backpack word.
Backpack?
Oh no, you say backpack. You say backpack, but you say bagel.
Bagel? Backpack?
You say bagel, backpack. That's weird.
Did you
accent
think I said bick pick? What the fuck, bro? Bick pick.
Wait, this kind of reminds me. Did you ever see the video of who was it? The actor for Sherlock Holmes and what's his name?
Cumberbatch, wait, he says penguin? He says penguin?
Yeah, penguin. Like, he changes it like 5 times.
Did you see the girl who hosted, not the golden, what did she host? The award show? She's so fucking funny. Every clip I see of her, it makes me laugh so hard. I actually need to find a clip. Hold on, let me, I actually need to show you this,
Yeah, Doctor Strange. I'm blanking on
What is
the
her
guy's
name?
name. Oh, Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch.
was it the Golden Globes? It was Golden Globes.
I don't know what just... Why is it not letting me log... It logged me out everywhere. What the fuck's happening?
Okay, Okay, I have to show you this video because it fucking makes me laugh so hard.
People to be proud about my LinkedIn growth ever since I realized I have no connections.
Let me show you this. Hold on. Okay, can you see it?
Your account has been temporarily restricted.
What?
Yeah, I see it.
What has been restricted?
My account for LinkedIn.
Should have called it
What the
LinkedIn.
hell?
Should have called it LinkedIn.
They don't want me to grow.
That's awesome.
I need a valid government ID it wants me to pull out right now.
Tough, bro. Okay, I'm gonna play this.
I'm so pissed off.
You're gonna love this. You
The hell?
will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you some Catholic prayers. Oh, sorry, what? Wait, this sucks? Wait, this whole thing sucks? I'm embarrassing myself in front of Elton John? Okay, let's skip to the next song, the TV one about the penguin, the insane in the penguin. That sucks too? And no one says penguin that way? Well, how do you say it? Well, that's what I'm...
Anyways, it was referencing the penguin thing you said.
But did you think that was funny?
Insane in the penguin?
No, the whole thing. Did you
The
think
penguin.
that was? Yeah.
Like penguin?
Yeah, it was like something. I don't know if it was like funny. You said it was hilarious. That's how you kind of preempted that.
Well, there's other clips of her that are like funnier, but I think that the penguin thing.
So click that link right there, the number 3. So for some reason, YouTube has been promoting this video to everyone. Are you showing chat?
Hold on, I'm gonna show them. I'm scared.
Are you showing chat?
I want to.
For some reason, YouTube has started promoting this everywhere. If you look all the comments, they're like, why is YouTube showing me this? This is from 15 years ago.
Oh, I saw this like a month ago, I think.
Yeah, they're promoting it everywhere.
Okay, but this is real content. This is real and true content.
15 years ago, this was posted.
And this is how the internet should have stayed. This is what
I know.
This is what
I
it should
agree
have
with
been
it.
forever. This is like TikTok 15 years ago. Like, he perfected something he didn't even know we needed.
Was voguing? Did voguing exist back then? I didn't even know it was real. And
Gay communities and shit. I don't even know if he knows he's voguing. I think he just knows he's like that bitch.
his caption is
Voguing?
voguing. Yeah.
Well, maybe he does drag. Oops. Crap.
Oh. Hyperdrive boogie.
I don't know. I've never seen that before, but hey, maybe it'll be our background music. There we go. Perfect. I think that was a 10 out of 10. To be honest.
I really like it. Personally, I think he should probably run the country. I don't know what country he's from, but he should run one. Did you hear about this Huck 2? It's been out for a while, right? I'm late to this game, but I didn't know it was out. Or I didn't know this was a thing.
Spooky tools and AI-powered dating advice app.
Did you know about this?
Dating advice app. What advice does she have for dating other than fucking?
It's AI, so it's obviously not her. She just puts her name on it or her saying.
Oh,
on
there's
it.
a lot of
Dude.
like OnlyFans girls who do like they literally have like AI pages of themselves where it's literally just AI content of them in like cosplay.
But no, this is like a dating app. So you'll go on the dating app and it's AI driven. So it'll tell you like how to like impress someone or whatever.
It's a dating advice app. I don't know. I think this is stupid. You're paying for an app to give you dating advice. Just go to ChatGPT, bro.
No. It's dating advice, but it's also a dating app. Like you find a match.
If who are you really gonna date a man that's on Hawk to a dating app?
No, you're not.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
There's-
That's why like
there's
when I
even no
saw
woman
that
on this
title that she even had a dating app and was like,
The only people who would use this are like genuinely like mentally ill. Like, or like, like people who obsess over like celebrities and shit so much that they would get like a.
But she's not a celebrity. I don't even know like what generation she appeases. Like if I ever found someone who actually like genuinely watched her content and like intakes her content, like what, like her podcast and all that, I'd be concerned.
It's,
like what?
it's definitely like Southern like conservative people, and I would say for women it's probably age
But no,
range
it can't be
between
conservative. She said she would hug two on the penis. Like that's not
but
conservative.
she herself is like conservative and she's like country and shit. For a woman, it's probably ages like 15 to like 22, like around her age.
It's not
And
conservative. Is she random men on the
The-
street that she would spit on a dick? Like
And the men that watch her are probably like, I'm not joking, like either in that 15 to 22 range or like 35 to like 60.
I
She
guess,
definitely
well.
has a bunch of old dudes watching her for sure. Who the fuck else would sign up for an AI-powered dating app? Only old men. Desperate old
no,
men. and young
AI-powered dating apps are actually really interesting. So I'll tell you about one that was being created. So you might like this one. I kind of like this idea.
I'm
So
about to crash out. I'm about to crash out.
Why?
A guy who sexually assaulted me just texted me saying he would love to hang out with me.
That guy's still hitting you up? Didn't you already have a crash out about this guy?
Yes! Like literally last New
You were on the
Year's.
phone, I remember.
Yes, he called me
You,
while
like-
I was streaming. I was like, chat, listen to this. This guy assaulted me. Isn't this funny? And he was just being a creep. He literally just texted me.
Well, so AI is interesting. So there's a dating app that they're actually trying to create where it generates conversations with someone else. So based off your texting behavior and like your personality and stuff like that, it creates conversations with someone else and then matches you. So they like do potential conversations with each other based off like maybe like your patterns and stuff like that and
Okay.
like what you like and sees your best match.
That sounds cool. I think there was like a. Didn't we watch a K-pop or not K-pop? Sorry, fucking Korean like show about that? Like these two people met on like the AI dating app, and remember he was like a serial killer and she was like autistic and also.
Yeah, you hated it. I remember that. I don't think it was AI though. I don't think it was an AI app.
I think it was an AI app that matched people up.
Really?
Based on their interests and shit. Yeah.
I'm still kind of curious where that goes. Like, the masturbation and all that was
yeah,
not
that
the
kinda
best.
ruined it.
But I am like, I forgot about it actually until you brought it up.
I'm not gonna lie. I did read into what happened, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah.
Is it interesting enough to finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so. Yeah.
Maybe. Because she wasn't like over the top, like faking like autism, where it was like almost irritating because it's like almost like it feels almost offensive to autistics. Her autism, how they were representing it,
She was just like a
like-
normal human, but just like a little like outcast because of it.
Yeah, like,
Whereas, like, that lawyer
harder connections.
Yeah.
The lawyer one is
Crazy. She's like hitting her head
ridiculous
and
to
shit.
me.
Like, yeah.
Apparently, it's really good, but from just the trailer alone, I like feel offended.
To personally offend you, you're not even diagnosed with autism.
My
Really?
brother's diagnosed
Oh,
autism.
sorry, my bad. Forget.
Grew up with an autistic,
I forget, bro.
and he used to get like bullied in school and all this rest.
Tough. Well, he's still
Um,
got the greatest Twitch name of all time, so can't even be mad.
he changed it.
Well, tell him to change it back. This is fucked up.
Oh, the next topic's really dark.
Got the LA fucking fires and shit.
Yeah, I linked these articles so you could show the chat just the images. The images alone are just insane. Like, and I'll talk a little bit about
I'll scroll through.
some of the stuff. Should I bring up the story that I texted you the other day?
Don't give me a hint about the story. I forgot.
It was someone who was like mean to me in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not. Actually, I don't know. This is evil. I'm showing all
It's
these
not
photos.
evil.
No, because I'm showing all these photos, and if you tell this story while I'm showing these photos.
Okay. No. Okay. Now I gotta tell it.
Okay. Let me get the worst photo possible while you tell it. Okay.
People like crying.
Yeah, sure. Okay, ready.
So, my friend, one of my friends from high school texted me that so and so's house is burned down from our high school class, and I said, "Who cares? They're terrible people." Okay, that's how I initiated that conversation. She asked, "What do I mean?" And I said, "That person tried to give me laxatives in high school. I don't really care that his house burnt down." And she said it was a bad take, and I was like, "What do you mean? He tried to make me shit myself at school." And she said, "Well, yes, that was a bad thing, but at the same time, not caring that his family home is burnt down is a bad take." And I was like, I didn't respond. But
Is your friend by chance a libtard?
I don't know if they claim to be, but then I don't even know if they voted. They didn't even keep up with the election. How can you be a libtard and not keep up with the election at all?
That's awesome. Based, honestly. Yeah, these photos are fucked. Oh, there's like 65 photos here. Let's go through all these. This is like a dog shit photo. I understand that it's like fruit that's burnt, but this is citrus fruit is burnt.
That I
shit.
actually thought the same exact thing. It's funny.
That's like crazy. That's dystopian as shit.
I guess it was and my friend sent some pictures that were crazy too. I think I sent
Okay, this is like really bad, but like if you're gonna film like a post-apocalyptic movie or TV show, this is the perfect time to do it. You know what I mean? And like after
it's not a controlled environment, so
well, sorry, like after the fire's like dealt with and shit, and everything's like still kind of in ruins, but it's like calmed down. Like if you can get rights to like filming this shit during post-apocalyptic shit.
Oh, you mean that in like the
aftermath?
Burnt stuff, yeah.
Yeah, if you can film in the aftermath.
Maybe that's how they can raise some money too.
This is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, to go into some of it, there's been tons of fires started, lots of theories on it. One theory was there was an arsonist going around starting some of the fires. Another thing that people have been talking about is California, a lot of home insurance companies have taken out fires from their home insurance policy. So over 180,000 people had to evacuate, and you think about how much houses have been burnt down and don't have home insurance. So LA is also such like a lucrative place for just our ecosystem in general. So it's especially California. So it's everyone's curious where they're gonna go and like how they're gonna maybe help try to pay for some of these victims.
This is just fucked, bro. This is just insane. Did you see I forgot to put it in here, but did you see the one newscaster who was reporting on it and he like clothespinned his jacket? Like,
Clothespinned his jacket?
Yeah, he like clothespinned the back of it to make his jacket like tight.
No.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, maybe I saw it, but just didn't care.
Fuck, I gotta find it. Well, people were like getting mad at him and being like, oh, he's like such a narcissistic freak. Like people lost their homes and he's clothespinning his jacket so he looks good on TV. And then other people were mad, like being like, the sound guys did that so his mic wouldn't move around.
At the same time, he has to report the news. I'm sorry, but if me and you were like, even after disasters,
snatched on camera, disaster or not. I don't give a fuck. Clothespin my ass, bro. There's a fire behind me. Get me the clothespins, okay? This looks so fucked.
And a lot of times the actual studios are behind how they look. It's not usually them. Yeah. They're like, hey, this looks baggy on you. We're gonna pin it. Like,
I think it definitely humps. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. It definitely was the sound guy, because like if the jacket moves around with the mic on it, it's gonna make noise and fuck up the scene. Dude, seeing like the photos that Mole sent of like that her friend sent her of like all the like hospital shit like abandoned on the side of the road.
Me, who sent it? That was my friends.
Oh, was it you? Oh, sorry, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it was. That shit was crazy.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Same shit, different pile. That's
yeah, no, it's insane. And the air quality is so bad right now. It's
yeah, I bet. This is just horrific.
Yeah, that's an also interesting take with blaming like Gavin Newsom and everything for the fires, which is like, first of all, it's a desert. How are you going to prevent that? Second of all, guaranteed that like paying more taxes into fire insurance is definitely has been on the ballot for a while, and then people like vote against it so they don't have to pay more taxes.
This is fucked.
volunteer.
Isn't that a crazy image? I just wanted you to see that.
The image is crazy.
Yeah.
This thing is, so you were talking about how people canceled insurance, so it just recently came out, like, literally like, a couple hours ago or something. California imposes a 1-year insurance cancellation freeze in areas ravaged by wildfires. So insurance companies aren't allowed to cancel your fire insurance.
Yeah. So they did it like a year prior though to this fire. So like a lot of homes are already screwed.
Oh, they did it a year prior? I thought they just did it.
So they probably more insurance companies just did it, but like a few years prior, a lot of companies already like cut it out of their plan.
The law prohibits insurance from canceling or refusing to renew residential property policies in wildfire-affected areas when a state of emergency is declared. So it was a state of emergency. They declared it. They can't cancel it for this fire.
Yeah, but that's to the insurance companies that already had the policy. So like the insurance companies or insurance plans that didn't, they already cut out the policy a few years ago, or a year ago, or however long it was. Those insurance holders are still screwed.
It's still so fucked. I included another thing, but is it? Did I not? Oh, this is like related. This is a different one, but I'll just add this. So basically, people are pissed off on Twitter right now because Biden said that the federal government will cover 100% of the initial disaster response to Los Angeles. And I guess, like, when the hurricanes, like Hurricane Helen, like, ripped through wherever the fuck it went through and, like, some shit happened in North Carolina, I don't know. Apparently, he didn't give them any money. It didn't help them at all. So people are like, what the fuck? Why is, like, LA, like, this rich county getting all this, like, government funding when, like, poor areas like North Carolina, like, people are still in, like, shelters and shit and aren't getting any government funding?
Well... with that argument, it's because the rich counties have to generate the wealth, right? So it's like, yeah, it's really unfortunate, but at the same time, if you have all these Californians, like 180,000 that had to evacuate, if they all move out of LA and go get other jobs, it's
Yeah, but it's like, though, I mean, they can fucking afford, like, that county should be able to afford it. Like, Hurricane Helen,
No.
like, should they not?
A lot of LA, yes, LA is a really, really expensive city, but there is you said counties, for example, different counties are different statuses of wealth. So like, there are going to be a lot of people who can't afford it.
I don't know. I think if they're giving money to LA, they should be giving money to North Carolina and fucking Florida and shit. I just feel like. There's also
but
the other
if you read
thing.
chat, LA's GDP is
Still. There was also a take that went viral on Twitter. This guy, in the middle of the fires happening, he tweeted, like, is there anyone that knows if I can get, like, a personal, like, firefighter, or is there a private firefighting service that I can hire? My house is on fire. And so people were freaking out at him, being like, you fucking, like, scumbag, like, rich douchebag, how dare you, like, everyone's house is on fire, and you want to hire, like, a private service to, like, protect yourself when, like, everyone's going through
definitely
this.
not either. That's not a thing.
I think there is private firefighting services, but the problem is...
there's not. They're totally government workers.
I think there is, like, I think you can hire, like, private services to, like, help protect your home and shit like that, but the problem is that, like, even if there was such a thing as private firefighting services, they still have to use public, like, infrastructure to fight fires. Like, they have to use fire hydrants and shit. So it doesn't make sense for there to be any private firefighting services. I think there's, like, people who, like, help protect your home. Like,
Yeah, it has to be illegal. There's no way that the private firefighters are legitimate. Like, because, like, even, like, you can hire a private investigator, but you can't hire a private cop or something like that, you know?
There are private fire departments.
By insurance companies, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. People were like freaking out at him, calling him like a fucking rich, like out of like what is it?
He should have never tweeted that. If he's that rich, he actually probably had people he could have asked rather than the internet. So he's probably not that rich. To be honest.
Yeah, people were just like offended. They were like, people are like someone equated it to like you're in a room with a bunch of starving people and then you DoorDash yourself food.
Sorry, just the thought of that's crazy.
That's what I mean. It's like insane. Which like I get it. Like if you're able to feed yourself, you should feed yourself. But it's also like just basically spitting in the face of everyone else there.
I would be scared to this is like let's pretend like all my morals are gone, right? If I would be scared to get attacked if I did that. Like if I was starving,
Oh my god,
I
if
would
they're starving,
attack
people
someone.
are
Yeah,
if you DoorDash food and people are starving, they're for sure gonna start fucking attacking you. No way they.
I'm gonna get like pizzas. Pizzas are cheap, and you can get a bunch of them and then feed everyone.
That's what people were saying. Like, why would you DoorDash yourself food when you could spend that same amount of money and at least get like enough for like everyone to have even half a slice of pizza is better for everyone than you fucking gorging down food in front of like a bunch of starving people.
And clearly you're not starving, so you could probably actually skip out on the meal and just feed everyone else.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I was like kind of broke last week. I had $0 in my bank account all week. It was
That's scary.
insane. But that's why my job is also so great. We get lunches every day, DoorDash lunches. So like if, for example, today I got it was like a sandwich soup or a sandwich salad combination.
Mm-hmm.
I was too full to finish the salad, so I brought it home.
Oh, lucky you.
2 meals.
2 meals. How lucky are you, brother? This story is okay. So basically, in Canada, we have like a lot of monopolies, and our grocery business is basically owned by like 2 or 3 different families. Everything that you buy grocery-wise in Canada, you're buying from like 3 different families, basically. And so it recently just came out that one of the families who owns Loblaws, which owns like
Hold on. I knocked out my headphones.
no, you're good. So, one of the families owns Loblaws, which owns, like, Superstore, Shoppers, like, there's, like, Walmart, and then there's, like, Superstore. Like, that's basically all we have here. Type shit. I guess, they've uncovered that for the last, like, 2 or 3 years, they've been purposely, making the meat that they sell way more so that they can charge customers more, but they've only been doing it by like, you know, they'll charge like an extra like 10 cents or something, so it didn't seem like it was like hard to find out, but they've been doing it for years, so they've made like millions of extra dollars, and they've been doing it to Canadians, fucking overweighing the meat.
They overweigh the meat?
Yeah, so they've been misweighing it on purpose so that they charge more for underweighted meat, so like it should cost.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You said overweight at first, so I was
like, I meant they were like overweighing it.
So they were saying it's blah 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 amount and then charging
but it was
that
actually
amount.
less.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that, I guess, for a couple of years now. Overcharges per item ranged from 4 to 11%, and they were doing it across like 80 stores for an undisclosed period. I'm assuming it's a couple of years. But yeah. But the thing is like the way that Canadians are reacting to this is like everyone's just kind of like we're not even surprised. Like we're not even surprised because a couple of years ago in like 2019. We had a price fixing scam where all of the leading grocery stores in Canada colluded with each other, and they all raised the price of bread together so that they could make more money off of bread. They all raised the price of bread by like $2 or $3,
which is highly illegal.
Yeah,
in the US.
And
I don't
none
know
of
about
them.
Canada.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened because we're a monopoly. The government won't do anything about it. Like they don't like they.
You don't have like anti-monopoly.
No, it's all monopolies.
Regulations at all?
Everything's monopolies in Canada, and all of the
but like
have their
you don't have any anti-monopoly like regulations in the Canadian
I'm
government?
sure we do, but nothing happens because it's 2 or 3 families that control literally everything.
Well,
and then if you
that's the point. So for example, Amazon is one example where was it Amazon or Disney? It might be both, but they're getting bigger and bigger of I can't say that word right now.
Conglomerate.
I can't. I'm just gonna skip that word.
I think it's a conglomerate.
I can't say it right now. I don't care. I'm moving on. Conglomerate. I can't say.
Is it conglomerate or conglomerate? This sounds like I'm saying like cum guzzle or something. Like I feel like I'm cum gluzerate.
It doesn't matter. But pretty much, Amazon and Disney are getting too big where they're the government's thinking of making them like split their certain sectors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where it's because they're owning a little bit of everything, and so US has regulations against that, and they're thinking of making them like split up certain sectors.
So in Canada, like for example, we have like 5 banks,
conglomerate.
For the whole country. For telephone companies, we have 3 to choose from.
You said like TELUS is one of them, right?
We have TELUS, we have Rogers, and we have Bell. And
God,
Rogers.
I hate those names. Those
Yeah.
are terrible names.
Bell,
They sound like
Alexander
off-brand
Bell
names.
created the phone. Okay, chill out.
Yeah, but like they sound like off-brand names. Like if you were an off-brand company, you'd be like, I want the guy's name who created the phone. You know?
Well, no,
And that would be like a.
It's. I think it's like his company.
Is it?
Yeah, like
Sure about that.
I think it's like Bell like started in Canada, and then just kept growing.
Reminds me of Taco Bell, and Taco Bell isn't expensive.
I might be wrong. But and then like for example, our internet is either TELUS or Shaw, which Rogers just bought Shaw and the government didn't stop it. So now one of the 3 telephone companies now has even more power, even more of a market share. It's incredibly hard to break into the market because these big companies will buy you out or stomp you out. Because there's literally like you have to fight 2 giants. What are you gonna do?
So with the U.S., a lot of times when that happens is, especially if they have too much market share, then they'll have to go through government to see if they like have too much market share. Of course, there's leeway, there's ways around it, but
I think the reason
a lot of times they'll have to get approval before they buy out companies.
So I think the reason why Canada ended up with so many monopolies is because if we start letting businesses grow, I think the reasoning is, this is just like whatever, it's because a lot of American businesses will come in and will get a big market share, and Canada's really like anti-America being in Canada. Like we want to be like even our news stations, we only have like 2 or 3 major news stations, and they're only allowed to show like Canadian fucking content or whatever the fuck. I think it's the same thing with like our groceries and our phone and shit like that, is they want it to be like Canadian owned. So like, because if they open up the market, then obviously an American brand is going to come in.
I think that's a weird thing.
I think that's how it started. I don't know if it's still that, but I think that's why it was so like monopoly only, because they wanted Canadian specific shit. That's
for some reason, I think Scooby-Doo in the chat is my brother. Yep, that Scooby-Doo is definitely my brother. I just want to let you know. The guy named Scooby-Doo in the chat's my brother.
That's so awesome. What's up, Scooby-Doo? So funny.
Because he's really mad that we talk politics and we're not degenerate enough. But like he asked about, what do you think of the new Sonic movie? I think we talked about that last week.
I've never seen any of the Sonic movies.
Well, I know, yeah. But I think I'm pretty sure I talked about it like last week.
I think you did. I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that I think the second is the best movie of the 3.
The third one's always usually for some reason shit. Shrek kind of did that too, eh? The first 2 were great.
I think they just I was saying they combine too much stuff. They're keeping the humans around for some reason. They need to just cut the humans out and like let Jim Carrey and the
Sonic
3
World.
little Sonic World characters like thrive. Jim Carrey and the 3 other ones. The humans they could just cut out at this point. They can like maybe show a scene of them like chilling or at the end of the movie chill. But.
Yeah. I would agree with you, but I've never seen it, but I'm gonna agree with you anyways.
I'm gonna make you watch all of it.
I'm down. We can do that when I'm there. We can binge watch all the Sonic movies.
And Squid Games too, because I've been waiting.
Yeah, we can do that. This second thing is just the talking about the price fixing for fucking bread. Anyways,
they didn't get in trouble at all for price fixing, these companies?
I think they
Did
got
they
like,
not get like a fat charge or anything?
I think they got fined, but it like again, it's not enough to make a difference because they own literally everything. And so even if the government wanted to put them out of business and like charge them enough where they couldn't do what they did anymore, they can't, because where else are we gonna get our milk and fucking eggs and bread from? You know what I mean? Like they own so much that you can't just like take them out. They have too much power.
Yeah, which is it's interesting. We have giant grocery companies here as well, but I do think that we do have a pretty diverse grocery market.
Yeah, you guys allow for competition in the market. Canada doesn't have that.
We want competition. We actually support it.
Competition in the market.
We have again regulations against anti-competition.
I wish Canada was more like open like that. At least like. I don't know. Like
that's why I think we're very like capitalistic. I'm very capitalistic in nature as well. So.
Well, I think capitalism is good in some sense, but like, and I used to, I don't know. I really loved being Canadian before the pandemic, and then now I'm just kind of like sick of it because like so many things came out during about like like Canadians did blindly trust our government, and we blindly trust our monopolies and whatever the fuck. Like I think Canadians were pretty naive in I don't know, we were just happy to be Canadian, and then all this shit came out, and now it's kind of like, now you kind of just, I don't know, like, I know a lot of Canadians feel this way, you just kind of feel sad. Like, what the fuck happened to my country?
If, for example, there's some groceries, like, there obviously are the big ones, right? There's Walmart, Costco. You'll think of the, I really want to say I can't say that word today. Conglomerate. There we go. But you have those companies, of course, the Safeway, Pavilions, Vons. I'm pretty sure they're all owned by like Kroger, Safeway, Vons, Pavilions, Ralph's. All those companies are like pretty much owned by the same people. But then you have like the small mom and pop shops. What I think of are like, sometimes I look for Asian grocery. You always have like a local Asian grocery store, and that's like really small, and like every Asian goes to. So you can find your niches.
The problem with stores like that is
we almost went to it.
Yeah, we almost went to we didn't get the chance because fucking hungover. But like we have the small groceries like that. Like there's two small grocery stores near me, but like I went to go shop at one time, and like if I go to like the big store, a price like a loaf of bread is like, I don't know, $6 or something. I go to this small mom and pop shop, it's $10 for a loaf of bread. I'm not paying $10 for a loaf of bread.
That's why they try to differentiate themselves by selling like products that the big stores won't have. So that's why a lot of times they'll have their own line of something.
If I was like vegan, I would definitely frequent these stores. Like if I was searching for like plant-based shit, I would definitely, because then it's because these stores are all local produce and shit like that, locally owned, locally made. If I was like more environmentally conscious and like hippy dippy shit like that, I would for sure go, but I'm just not.
Oh, the next one is arcane theories. That's the next topic.
Yeah, you gotta talk about that because I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Okay, so the arcane theories, pretty much I added this. If you guys have watched Arcane and have seen the new little snippet trailer, it's back and forth whether it's a trailer or not for Noxus. If you guys didn't know, I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't even know. The creators have said multiple times the next show idea Arcane's done, they want to do a show on Noxus next. They want to do a show about Noxus versus Ionia. If you play League of Legends, Ionia is like the Asian-centric character. So you have like, I think Aurelia is like the main leader of Ionia. You got Aurelia, you have Zed, you have Kane, you have all these very like Asian-inspired champions. And then Noxus is where Mel's from, where Ambessa's from. It's the Nation of War. So the little snippet for the new season. And the reason people are theorizing it's called Season 1 League of Legends trailer, or Noxus trailer, or Welcome to Noxus, is because the creators of Arcane and the League of Legends creators said they're combining Arcane lore with League of Legends lore now. So they're trying to kind of mesh the world. So it's called Season 1 because they're kind of resetting the lore of League of Legends and the Rift and everything.
Makes sense. And then eventually it's going to like come together. And like
everything's going to come together now.
Going to come into the show.
So the original lore of the League of Legends game is all these characters, all these champions really like to battle. So there's this thing called the Rift where they can go in battle every day and it resets every day. So that was like the original concept. I think they might be changing it to try to also combine with Arcane. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but
I wonder.
So that's the theory. And then a lot of people are kind of against that. People are very back and forth whether it's a trailer to Noxus. I think no matter what, it is a trailer to Noxus, no matter what people say, because the creators are going to create a show about Noxus. And then also...
they literally had her walking there. How are people saying it's not Noxus? She literally...
Mel's walking to Noxus, but also you have them talking about Piltover. And also, I think they're showing these characters that are going to be main characters in a new show. So I think Katarina is actually going to be the main character because I've rewatched this trailer now probably like 10 times. And
that's crazy. That's crazy. I never like anything that much.
So Katarina, for example, it's showing LeBlanc looking at all these symbols of characters. Vladimir says in the end, like, oh, I think the future is Mel. And LeBlanc's like, no, she's not the future. She's just a test subject. I think we need someone more risky, and that's Katarina. So I think Katarina will be the main champion if you guys play League of Legends. She's the redhead bladed girl. She has knives. She's an assassin.
I'm
This
excited
is
to
all League of
watch.
Legends lore.
I'm hoping
If you
it'll
guys-
be. I didn't really like the second season of Arcane. I didn't pay attention.
Second season to me wasn't as good either, but I like Noxus's characters a lot more than I do Piltover
Yeah.
and Zon. So I love Jinx. I've always loved Jinx. Heimerdinger also love, but
The second
I
season
think
was boring as
Noxus-
shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Noxus is the nation of war, so there should be so many fight sequences that are so cool. And I think that's what really made the show. And then also, they're constantly at war with Demacia as well. And Katarina's main love interest is Garen, which is like the good guy duel of Darius. So like Garen versus Darius, like if they want to give Katarina a love interest, it will be Garen. So we'll see if they do that. I think they might also focus again on sisters. Hopefully they don't, because it'll feel a little repetitive. Katarina has a sister named Cassiopeia. She's the snake girl, if you know the snake girl in League. Snake girl, she's in the Black Rose, but Katarina isn't. So they could do that. Another idea they could do is what?
There's so many options. There's so many things they can do.
Exactly. I mean, brothers. So Darius has a brother named Draven, and Draven is an egomaniac. I would love at least a cameo from Draven. So Draven's whole thing. So Darius fights for the people of Noxus. He's a general. He's like super important in the world of Noxus. Draven's just like a figurehead. He is an egomaniac, and he's only like a Beastmaster, bounty hunter because of all the attention he gets. And I would love them to do like a whole episode on that. That would be awesome.
Like, so he's like, he does it for the show, not because he wants to do it. He just likes the attention type shit.
He likes the competition, but he also likes winning the competition and then all the attention he gets after. So he'll take on like the hardest challenges and hunt the most insane beasts for the attention he gets.
Do you have his
after.
number?
Yeah.
I fucks with that.
Welcome to the League of Draven.
Wowee, wowee, wow, wowee.
Tyler 1 got famous because he was a Draven player. So Draven players are very famous in League of Legends because if they're ADCs, right? So attack damage carries. So what happens is if your support, so ADCs always have support. If your support steals a kill, they run it down and throw the game. That was all started by Tyler 1. Tyler 1 was a Draven main, and Tyler 1, he had a hit list back in college when he was first becoming famous.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitch. He started writing down League players who were really bad in his games, and his football coach had to call him in thinking it was a hit list.
That's so funny.
Who he was gonna kill.
That's so funny. Not gonna lie. Can't you get like banned from the game for like purposely throwing a game?
So he's gotten banned probably 300 times, and that's why his sweatshirts and everything say reformed. So he's been banned. So this, if you remember, he did a whole era of doing like IRL content with like Greek God X and stuff like that. He would do miscellaneous content. It's because he was perma-banned from League of Legends, and they found every account he had and banned him. So he did all this content, which actually really, really grew his stream, where he became one of the most famous streamers because he was perma-banned on League. And every time someone found, or he ran it down or anything, everyone knew it was Tyler 1 and would like instantly report him, and he would get perma-banned again.
Poor guy, man.
He is dedicated to League of Legends. And then finally he actually reformed, and then very different now.
Well, is he still banned? Does he still play?
He plays now because like he's now like a spokesperson for League of Legends, because like now they realized the influence that he had, and like he's now like done content with Faker, which is the #1 League player of all time, and like all that.
That's dope.
I'm gonna probably pee and get a drink.
Get a drink as well.
Are you also doing that?
Yeah. Do we?
Should we switch off?
Yeah. You can go to the washroom first.
Okay.
Chat. What do I say to the guy that texted me? How do I let it be known? Should I just... Is it better if I ghost him, or is it better if I tell him to eat dirt and die? Us, yeah. What do I say to this guy? Hey, it's sexual assaulter. You want to hang out sometimes? I'd love to see you again. Just ghost him? Should I just block him? My lazy eye. I'll report you to the police as a stalker if you contact me again, you piece of shit. That's funny. I just don't understand what he thinks he's doing messaging me. Like, where does he get off, bro? What is he... Genuinely. What did he think was gonna happen? It's Friday at fucking 5 o'clock? I think the guy running for president of Canada, you mean prime minister? I don't know. We need another liberal leader. I'm excited to see who the new liberal leader is gonna be. Because so far this sucks. Uh-oh, if this guy wins, he wants to take me... I have to win. Hold on. Before I go pee, I have to... No, I'll do this while I pee. I'll be right back.
Take out these pens.
Ow! Ugh! I hate wearing hoops sometimes. Ow. Okay, I'll be right back. Jesus.
Sure. Share the data with LinkedIn. Just let me log into my LinkedIn. It's crazy. Could not bear. It couldn't verify me. I was about to show you guys my ID. That's crazy. Thank you, Beyond. White Claws? Yeah, I was gonna get vodka for the weekend. But then I didn't. That was it. End of story. I know, I was really interested. Interested? Interesting. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to look a little pretty this weekend. I don't know. I feel like I should. My birthday weekend. I know it's strange. Strange to me. I only told like one person at work it was my birthday this weekend because she was saying how the work week has been weird, and I was agreeing with her, and I was like, yeah, especially like I've been like extra distracted because it's my birthday this weekend. I love her. She's like my favorite person at work. She's like the most bubbly, like talkative person. Oh, God, I love her. I adore her. She has like a daughter my age. Her daughter's getting engaged this month, so she was telling me she was getting engaged at the end of the month, so she was telling me all about it. How the boyfriend already asked for approval and like all that stuff. She almost made me feel it's like, God damn, her daughter's my age and getting married. Not 1/5. No, I was joking about that date. That was a completely joke. It wasn't a date. It was a joke because it was like a man around my age probably, and then we sat really close together at the conference and then talked about work and ate lunch. So that it was a joke about the date. Yeah, I'm turning 26. I think I'm gonna get my nails done tomorrow. I'm gonna get like French tips. And then maybe purchase some Amazon things, and then yeah. And then I'm gonna play games with Julie later. We'll probably have a few drinks. And your life stash? A little bit. A little bit. We were sitting very close. I'm like such a like an awkward person that like if I can feel any like human touch, I'm like trying to like lean over, but like also not like try to be rude. I'm like, yeah, totally. Like try to give them as much room, and I'm sure they feel awkward as well. But like, there's no non-awkward way to do that, I guess. Thongs? It's the things from Amazon. Ew, does Amazon sell thongs? Feels almost dirty. Oh no, she's like my work mother. I love her. I was saying I have this like person at work that I absolutely adore. She's the only one I told that it was my birthday this weekend. She's like I was joking. She's like my work mother. She has a daughter that's my age, who's getting engaged this month, which is crazy.
Exciting. Super exciting.
Where were we?
I think we're on Trump wants to annex Canada.
Didn't we already do this though?
There's more stuff though. Okay, so yeah, basically, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows Trump said he wanted to take over Canada. So let me just pause this fucking shit.
My parents had kids by like 23 and 25.
Okay, I'm gonna play this.
Crazy.
Okay, so we have like in Canada we have more than a two-party system. There's like the Libs, the Cons. This is the leader of the Green Party, and then we have the NDP, which is the
We
Orange Party.
technically have more than a two-party system, but it doesn't really go that way.
Yeah, it's usually Libs or Cons for us as well. But she holds like if you don't win, you get seats in the House. So like the Green Party usually has between like 10 to 20 seats.
I don't think any country technically has a two-party system, but it's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Well, she's still like her party, even if they're not in charge, they still get like voting rights on things and shit like that. Like she basically like if the Liberals
they don't get any voting rights.
Yeah. Anyways, this was her response to Trump saying he wanted to annex Canada.
Hey, Donald, have we got a deal for you? You think we want to be the 51st state? Nah, but maybe California would like to be the 11th province. How about it? California? Oregon? Washington? You've got geography in common with us. And not only that, we've already got a carbon trading system between California and Quebec. We've got some strong alliances on our west coast from British Columbia. There's been a lot of academic papers on the idea of Cascadia. So California, Governor Newsom, and Washington State, Jay Inslee, and newly elected Governor of Oregon, Tina Kotek. How about it? Want to put a referendum to your citizens? Because this is what you deal. Have we got a deal for you? This is what you get. Free health care. Universal free health care. No more one-year-olds who suddenly fall off the Medicaid list and their parents are in the news because they're trying to do a GoFundMe so they can get their daughter to a doctor. Universal free health care. And guess what? Those gun laws that your Congress is too afraid to pass because of the national gun lobby, we already got our
running?
gun laws.
She's the leader of the Green Party.
Oh, okay.
So she's technically running for shit, I pressed the wrong thing. She's technically running for prime minister, but the Green Party never wins. But she's been in leader of the Green Party for like 10 years or something, I
don't know. The problem is with I understand that because it's West Coast is very liberal, but the reality of it is Washington has major corporations that benefit off the U.S.
Yeah.
California has major corporations.
No, it would never happen, but the idea is so funny. Look at this. Look at the map. It would give Canada a whole penis.
So a lot of people were joking that because West Coast is so blue that like so a lot of like even if you show the maps of like it looking a little red, our demographics, we have so many people in these cities.
And
like,
we could take up here, I think.
Yeah, so I've seen this before, right after the election too. But it's honestly, it's the big companies that would never allow that to happen.
Yeah,
It's all the companies that are based in California, and the only company that I'm thinking of in Seattle, well, Nike is one, but the other one is obviously Amazon is headquartered in Seattle.
This is just Justin Trudeau saying there's not a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would become part of the United States, which is funny because it's a snowball. It's in its hell. It's not.
It's funny because of what?
Because it's a snowball in hell. Canada snow. Well, in hell. Just a little joke. A little jokey joke. What is this? Oh, this is I mean, this is so I guess fucking Trump just went on a tirade saying that we don't need. I should have included this. I forgot. He just went on a tirade saying we don't need oil or anything from Canada, which like we're your biggest oil trader, we're your biggest water trader. Like all of you guys, like half your guys' water and oil comes from us alone. And Trump's like, we don't need anything from you guys. And then
to be fair, technically we actually like yes we do, but we don't. So the reason why
you're gonna pay
we
a
trade
lot
so
more
much
to go anywhere else.
Well, the reason we trade so much is that we actually keep our own resources because we're selfish and greedy. So we trade so much other people's resources of like suspendable resources from like Canada or like Russia, Middle East, all that to use their resources so we can preserve ours. That's so like I understand the point of that, but like at the same time we need trade because we want to continue preserving that, right?
Well, you also
we want to continue relationship with every country. Like China is the one I'm the most nervous about. Yes,
well,
this
so
Canadian
immediately
thing is weird.
after Trump said we didn't need anything from Canada, China basically was like, if Trump doesn't want it, we do. So
yeah, China's the biggest concern.
Yeah, 100%. China, sorry. No, I'm so sorry. My bad. And then it's just Justin Trudeau basically talking about how you do that.
Did you see how many there was like so many applications that their information has been breached by their users have been like all their information is getting leaked and sold because Chinese companies are using so they have ads and they pay for ad time on all these applications like MyFitnessPal is one of them, Tinder's one of them.
I think I don't have MyFitnessPal.
All these applications are being used to track user data because they purchase ad time on these apps and they're able to track it. Even the apps didn't know that the Chinese companies were tracking the user data.
That reminds me, we never talked about the Honey scam. I should have brought that up the other week. So, you know Honey, like the browser extension?
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't talk about this before. Okay,
I think people were talking about that. I saw that too.
Okay.
Like it was a huge scam, yeah.
I'm going to go into a deep dive here. Okay, so basically the browser Honey, it's owned by PayPal. So you usually, when you go on Honey,
you get a discount, right?
Yeah, you get a discount. So basically what Honey was doing is that even if they weren't offering you a discount, they would change the cookies of the website and reload it so that they got offered the deal instead of the influencer that you went through. Like say, so they have an influencer code, you click on that, you go to a website to go get like a percentage off, and then Honey comes up and is like, hey, we might have a deal for you as well. And then they reload the website, and so the website thinks that you got there from Honey and not the influencer, so they basically steal money from influencers.
Oh, that's funny.
It's so fucked. They probably stole like hundreds of millions of dollars.
I actually didn't like Honey because every time I used it, I already entered a discount code and they would give me the same exact discount code. And I was like, this is useless.
There's also another thing they would do. A lot of small businesses would complain that their discount code would be like, they would give out a discount code to like one person and then it would go on Honey and then they'd lose a bunch of money. And then it also came out to be that people, brands who partnered with Honey, like for example, let's say Dyson, if Dyson partnered with Honey, they could tell Honey what discount codes were allowed on the website, and so they would like block certain people from being able to access certain things, so they would think that they couldn't get a discount when they could, type shit.
Yeah. I don't really have a quarrel with that. I don't have a quarrel with any of this.
The last part I don't have a quarrel with. I think I have a problem with the cookies thing where Honey was making it out to be that they were making the sale. Like basically like the analogy people were saying is like you go to a car dealership and some guy shows you around the lot and he helps you pick out a car, and then right as you're going to check out, there's a fucking sleazy salesman standing right there who says, hey, let me give you my card, and then it counts as their sale instead of the guy who helped you get the sale.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I understand that, but at the amount, like at the number that it's probably affecting, I can't see it as like hurting
affected
sales of too many. So let's say you're a really small creator and you only make 3 sales. So let's say 2 of the people you would have made sales from have Honey. Not that many people have Honey.
Well,
okay, so like
for example,
$60 versus like $180.
That's not true. Honey's been like one of the top like YouTube like
Yeah, but
brands that-
they get a percent deal from promoting honey as well. So like, so even though if
Yeah,
honey
but
takes
the thing is
their
like,
their
I don't
customers,
think these creators would be promoting honey if they knew that honey was taking their sales at the end of the day. Even if they're getting
taking
paid,
their sales of other things though. So like,
yeah, but
they would still get their amount of money from honey, but then honey's taking their brand deals of other things.
No, but they're taking like, okay, so for example, the guy who exposed all this, he even did like an example. So if he goes to like NordVPN, this was his example. If he signs up with NordVPN through his own discount code, he would then make $80. But if he did NordVPN through himself with the honey thing taking his transaction, honey would only pay him 80 cents. So they were like,
sure,
totally
but then
fucking
is he
creators
also
over.
promoting honey? How much is honey also paying him to promote honey?
They would only give him like, I don't know what the brand deal was, but it's
exactly there's a brand deal on top of it. That's why I'm like feeling a little sympathy for these creators, because it's like you have this brand deal with honey, you're promoting honey, and then you have these other brand deals, so you're getting a smaller, you get like minuscule amount if your users are using honey and using your other brand
I
deals.
think that argument would be valid if honey disclosed the fact that they were doing this, but nobody knew.
You can argue that, yeah, but it's probably in terms and regulations. You could probably go to their contracts, and it's probably there.
It wasn't in their terms and regulations for the cookie stealing. It wasn't their terms and regulations for brands like specifying what discount codes they wanted and shit on. But like, for example, Linus Tech Tips, they came under a lot of heat because they promoted honey for like 3 years, and then they found out that this was happening about 2 years ago and never said anything about it. It just like swept it under the rug. They just like moved on and stopped promoting honey. And so they knew
it's
that honey
probably
was taking money
in
from
your
creators.
terms, because like, for example, the small amount of brand deals I did for even Twitch, in their terms, you can't talk shit about them for like a disclosed amount of time and all that. Like,
yeah, but I mean, if you're doing something that like could almost be considered like, I don't know necessarily legal, but like it's like deception. Like if you're like lying to people and like sweeping the rug out from under them.
Deception at all.
They're
deception to the people
money.
who they're giving brand dealers.
But they're taking money from people. Even if they're giving them a brand deal, at the end of the day, they're taking money out from under them with that. Like, just because I give you a cookie doesn't mean it's okay that I steal your chocolate chips to make more cookies.
Okay, the only like way I can see this being like argued, I can't see it being argued, because the only ones who are complaining are the ones who already got brand deals from honey. So they're the only ones who are mad are the ones with brand deals from honey.
That's not true, because what if you're someone who's supporting a small creator, you go to support that small creator thinking that you're using their discount code and they're going to get money out of it, and then it turns out that honey takes it. And now the
but
person
then you have like, let's say like only 50% of the internet has honey. Let's say 50% of the internet has honey.
That's a lot of people.
So let's say you get 2 deals. One is $50, or it's $50 for the two. Sorry, it's $50 each. So you get $50 versus $100. To me, that's such like a minuscule amount that like
that adds up for people though. That adds up. That might
sure,
seem
like if it's like $1,000 versus $2,000, of course you can argue like.
But
yes,
even like $50, that's the difference between like fucking like dinner for 2 days.
Oh, don't worry. I know. I would just have $0 in my bank account.
Yeah,
I know. But at the same time,
I think at the end of the day, the ethics of it are like grimy. I don't think it was okay for Honey to knowingly take money from creators and hide the fact that they were doing it behind like cookies and shit.
Sure.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's grimy behavior.
I agree, it's grimy, but I don't think it's crazy for a company to do that.
I don't think it's crazy for a company to do that.
It's almost,
but that's the bad thing. That's bad.
It doesn't seem illegal at all, so it almost to me qualifies as.
Well, there is a YouTuber, Legal Evil, is starting a class action lawsuit against them.
Because they didn't specify in their contract? Is that what it is?
Yeah, because they didn't specify in their contract that if you use the browser extension when you clicked on an influencer's link, that the sale would go to Honey instead of the influencer.
Now that I think about it, that is pretty weird that it doesn't go to the, because if they're using the influencer's link, that the money definitely should go to the influencer. You click the influencer's
link and then Honey pops up, and like, no, so here's the worst thing. So like, even if you, so for example, the Honey thing pops up in the corner, and even if they have no coupons for you and you don't have like, you don't want to use like the coins or anything, if you even click that little Honey extension in the corner just to exit out or whatever the fuck, it will still reload the thing so that they still get the cookie, even if you don't even use the service. So like even if you just interact with Honey while you're on that webpage, they get the cookie, they get the sale, they get the
I
money.
had a Honey for like a second and I absolutely hated it. I hated that it kept popping up trying to give me like the Honey stuff.
Yeah.
Honey almost makes it feel like you're on a spam website. I don't get how people like
Yeah.
Honey.
It's because
it
because when it
keeps
first
popping
came out,
up,
you
like,
would get good deals.
Sure, maybe, but like as I was trying to use it, I'm on Shein, and Shein already gives like the most insane deals of all time, and it keeps trying to pop up all this other stuff, and I was like, get away! I don't want your service.
Yeah. I think when it first came out, it was great, and then
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree and disagree at the same time. I agree with some, disagree with some.
Yeah.
I guess should put myself in perspective if I was, for example, doing that.
Well, if I'm like a creator and I'm promoting this extension and
like
then I find
HelloFresh.
out,
I just did HelloFresh a few months ago. If I had like 20 people do it, I think it was like around 50 each, right?
yeah. So imagine that all of those 20 people, if half of them had Honey on their computer, you lost half of that money.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I understand that.
That's fucked.
I would be pretty peeved just because obviously I'm the one promoting it. So like in those examples, I'm peeved off for the creator. In the examples that they're getting paid to promote Honey, I feel less sympathy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're almost making the revenue back by these customers downloading Honey, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, I feel like at the if Honey disclosed it to the people they were promoting, I think that would make more sense. But the fact of the matter is they didn't disclose it, so it's just, like,
I agree. So if they were doing it to only the ones the creators who
if they literally
works with
specifically
them?
said like, hey, this happens if you don't tell your customers to avoid this, like if they at least disclose it, because honestly there are like people out there who even if you disclose it to them, they're not going to pay attention and Honey would still get that sale, but there's like you told them, so you can't really like get in trouble for it, you know what I mean? So if they at least like explain to the creators to explain that to their customers.
I'm talking about a few things. I think they should have given a bigger chunk to the creators' codes they're stealing from. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they work with Honey, let's say it's like, I don't know, like David Dobrik.
Yeah.
Let's say he has a Honey deal, but then he also has like a Razor deal for like Razor products. If he's telling his audience, hey, use my code for this Razor deal, but also use this code for Honey, I think that in his contract it should say, because you are promoting Honey and we're giving you such and such amount, promote it, we're able to use your codes and like I feel like it's almost like,
I see what you're saying. I think still, even at the end of the day, I think Honey should have disclosed to the creators that we're gonna get the sale, like, because most people that were promoting Honey or like promoting razors, like they wouldn't promote them both on the same video. It was like one video would get one thing and one video, like there's usually only, like one sponsor per video.
That's
right?
the thing about a browser extension. Honey would be there for everything. It's like people barely remove browser extensions.
Yeah, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I still think at the end of the day, it should have been disclosed so that at least the creator could disclose it to their subscribers or whatever the fuck. Like, hey, you can use the Honey extension, but just know that if you use it, I don't get this sale. It's gonna go to Honey. But like then Honey wouldn't do that because they wouldn't make money or whatever the fuck. The next thing is the Trump sentencing. They basically let him off scot-free. So
well, obviously he's president. He can
like he's himself. Like a registered felon, but he isn't sentenced to anything, I guess.
Yeah, he can pardon himself. He's president.
Yeah. The Biden says fuck the poors is the other thing I was talking about. New Canada healthcare laws. Basically in Canada they just changed it so before if you went to see a doctor, it would be paid for by the government, like your provincial insurance or whatever the fuck. But like it wouldn't be the same for like nurse practitioners or like midwives and like things like that. Like if you went to like a private clinic, they just changed the law. So now if you go to a private clinic or you hire a midwife or like someone to come to your house to like give you medical care or whatever, like anything that's deemed actually medical care, life-saving or whatever the fuck is now also covered under the government.
Also covered in what?
Under the government, like provincial healthcare plans and shit.
Why would that be fuck the poors?
No, the Biden thing was fuck the poors. This is different.
Oh, you skipped the fuck the poors.
Yeah, the fuck the poors is the thing I was talking about where Biden wasn't giving North Carolina money.
Oh, okay.
To put it on
we already went over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talk so fast, you combine the two, and I was like,
no, I didn't combine them. I just moved on to the other one without putting a period.
Without a period. Just a run-on sentence.
Yeah, not combined, just a run-on sentence.
So yeah. So that, to me, that's a little weird.
Having the government pay for like a midwife?
For private healthcare. I think
Mm.
if you have the money and you want to pay extra money for healthcare, I think so you can have a healthcare right in that moment. I think you should be able
Well,
to.
it wasn't also like necessarily like, okay, so a private clinic, for example, let me use an example here. There's a clinic near me that does, it's like a private clinic and it does specifically only like medical stuff related to like STDs and like pregnancies and things like that. So like if you go there, like depending on the treatment that you might need, you might need to pay to like get your like medication or to get like a certain checkup or whatever. This will cover that.
Yeah, that's good. But at the same time, I think, or is it included private practice where it's like a private hospital that you have to pay extra to go get an appointment and all that?
We don't have those.
Oh, you don't at all?
Yeah, no, there's no private. Everything's public. It's just like there's certain things that like if you go to get it done, if it like how do I
Private
explain
companies
this?
that have hospitals and all that?
No, there's no private
You don't have that?
companies. There's no private whatever. It's like privately owned. Like there might be like a doctor who has like a private business where that even if you go to see that doctor, it's still covered by the government. But like if there's certain things that like that aren't covered usually, like okay, so for example, when I had meningitis, I had to go see a private doctor to like get like a checkup with like, and he did like, I don't know, he just checked my organs or whatever the fuck, which like that was covered, but like it's things like that that aren't like under like being in the hospital. Like if you need like a specific I don't think this is making sense. Like if you need like a specific, like if you need to go to a doctor for something specific, like you need a specialist type shit.
Yes. You like gynecologist for vagina.
Yeah, like you
Nice
wouldn't
one.
have to pay for like to see a specialist or to get like a specific thing done. It'll just still be covered.
Okay. I agree. That makes sense. I
That
agree
was
with
so hard for me to get that out, bro.
that. It really was. You were doing the
I know,
whole-
it's because my brain was here and then my mind was here.
I asked if
Trying
it
to
was like
get
a
there.
private firm or a private like hospital, and you were just like, no.
No, but it's here and it's there and it's over here, but it's back here, but it's actually right here. That was tough. That hurt my brain. You get the idea though.
Did you know Chat GPT now has a voice mode?
That's awesome.
Fun fact.
I love that. Did you know ChatGPT
So,
is
like-
actually horrible for the environment? All AIs are.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
I didn't know.
It is and it isn't. So every time there's new tech or disrupting tech, they always try to say, "Oh, it's terrible," blah blah blah. But at the same time, then there's always emerging jobs from disruptive tech. So like, did you hear any of that, or are you like messaging someone?
I was
What's going
messaging someone.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
No, repeat it. I put my phone down.
So they always say this about disruptive technology, that they always said it's bad for the economy. I somewhat agree with AI and everything, but there's always emerging new jobs with new tech. So for example, when you have this new threat of technology, you have cybersecurity. So that's one thing. So then you create AI for cybersecurity, but then you need someone to watch the AI for cybersecurity, or creators of AI, or continually.
I feel like AI for cybersecurity isn't the best, because like, okay, what if the power grid goes down? Now you have no cybersecurity. Is that not a bad
That's why
idea?
you have other jobs. That's why, again, it's always been a fear with every form of technology, disruptive technology over the years, that it's the end of blah 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 jobs, blah blah blah. This has been happening for so many years with disruptive technology, and it always creates more jobs.
I've been hearing that a fuck ton. Dude, I get that all the time with people saying like, oh, like accounting's about to be obsolete. Like nobody's gonna hire accountants anymore. It's all AI. It's like, you can. Like, I like, okay, you can AI like take a photo of a receipt and put it into a fucking thing, but like you can't do auditing. You can't do tax. Like actually like,
I don't know if you remember, but we got in a little bit of a quarrel about this, where I was like saying that a lot of this can be done online now. And you were like, no, you still need the physical accountants there.
You do need the physical accountants. You can do it online, but you need someone to go over it to make sure that it's done correctly. And you also just like the human element of it. Like if you're like an accounting firm, you need to be able to talk to whoever owns the business to actually understand
Would
what's going
be
on.
it would be
You
more
can't just put
accurate
numbers in a
for
computer.
AI to go over it, but it is more EQ to go for humans to go over it because example of their like you know, if they're changing the books, for example, if they're doing illegal activity, especially if they're doing it well, like AI is not going to know like
They won't be able to
purchases
know
and things
that,
like
and
that.
then
Accountants will. So like, you definitely need. You still need a finance department always.
yeah, and well, they also
That-
like there's like even if it's not even fraud, there's also things like if you send receipts into an AI, they're not gonna know what fucking account that goes into. Like, okay, they see a receipt that like you purchased something, they don't know what section of the business that's for or for why. Like, you need to actually be able to talk to a human and like implement these things. Sure, you could like okay, so you could set up the AI. So now you spent like 12 hours setting up this AI, which can still make mistakes. Like just because you fucking sent in a receipt doesn't mean it's gonna know what the fuck's going on.
we can like take 10 years in the future. I think AI will be better by then, but like right now where it is, I humans are definitely still a necessity
think
because like
10 years in the future will be good for
I love AI. Everyone loves AI. Let's be honest. Most
I
people
love AI.
in
I think it would be good for like reviewing your journal entries and like making sure that
great
you
for
did
it.
them correctly.
Things like that. Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for reviewing journal entries and reviewing your financial statements and things like that. But when it comes to shit like even taxation, you could probably review some taxation shit. But like shit like auditing, AI can't do that. That's outside of AI's capabilities. Like it's just never gonna happen. Like you need someone to because auditing is specifically looking for fraud. You need someone to go in and actually be in the business, be on site, and like talk to everyone that works there.
You could maybe get AI to maybe flag some things
You
that
could get them
look
to flag like
suspicious.
suspicious shit, but even then, how would it
Yeah.
know that it's suspicious? All it's seeing is numbers. It's not gonna
Exactly.
know like
So
the
it's seeing
context
things
behind it.
online and it doesn't know the context of the purchases. So like if you say we spent $10,000 in desks and there's no desks to be found, for example,
Yeah,
they're not going to know that.
Yeah, there's
The
no
AI
way.
is not going to know that. Yeah.
someone
So
would have to put into the AI. By the way, there's no desks.
so that's why I do agree with you with the accounting thing. A lot of things I agree. That's why my whole point is yes, AI is a disruptor and it will get rid of a lot of jobs that it'll get rid of. For example, it'll get rid of grocery jobs. So Amazon, for example, implemented in a lot of grocery stores. You can go in, grab a cart full of groceries, and walk out, and it automatically charges your credit card.
Yeah, because I can see the shit that you picked up and like the weight, like it recognizes
like
that.
there's like a automatic code sensor or whatever.
Yeah.
As you there's these bars, you can walk out and like take your items, and it charges your credit card. You have to scan your credit card going in. You take your stuff, you walk out,
Yeah.
and it charges you automatically. So stuff like that. So cashiers are done. They're done
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, I mean
So
they have
stuff like
self
that,
checkout
yes,
everywhere
I
now
agree.
too. Dude, it's so like it's so stupid. I've seen so many like people in my hometown complaining. I don't think they're stupid for complaining about this, but like for example, we used to have like I don't know 20 checkout lanes before we had like self checkout where I live, like 20 maybe. I don't know, like 10 to 20. And then now it's all self checkout besides 2 lanes, and all of the self checkouts are filled with like 4 to 5 workers each. So there's still like 10 to 20 workers, but they're just standing around waiting
They
for
don't
someone to
want
need help.
they don't want, and this is a big thing with hotels as well. A lot of hotels are also implementing this where they don't want a receptionist anymore or
Mhm.
hotel concierge or whatever. All the people working downstairs in the lobby.
Mhm.
People
That's so
want
stupid though,
self.
because people need help in like the middle of the night and shit. Like people need like
So
fucking
they'll still have someone on staff, a singular person, but like they'll allow self checkout, and if they need help, like they can be like, "Hey, come
But
help."
then what's the point? Because like what
There's
is
that
your
second.
employee doing now? Like you're literally paying someone the same amount to do nothing.
Not necessarily. They're probably like generally like facilities and stuff like that, and or making sure like there's a few
But like
things.
even for like Walmart for example, like instead of paying them to like ring people through a till, you're paying them to stand there and they have to wait what 30 minutes before someone has some sort of item that they need help with. They're just you're paying them the same amount for them to just
Yeah,
literally do
but so
nothing.
jobs like Walmart with that, they'll switch off between like stocking the fridges.
Yeah.
That's not their only job. So like when I worked markets at like my
But
school,
even when you're on till, you would switch off between that, would you not?
on what?
Like if you were working till, like with jobs that I worked when I worked till, I wouldn't work till all day. I would switch off
What's
between jobs
till?
throughout the day.
What's
Till,
that
like
term?
the till, like the what you check out through the till.
I've never heard that.
Oh god.
That's like a Canadian thing. I don't know what that
You've
is.
never heard the till?
No.
Oh no, we've discovered a new one. I have to Google this now. Do Americans say till?
I've never heard that, so I'm
That's
looking at
crazy.
chat to see if any of them know what till means.
Self-service tills? Ask an American? Cash register, till? Till's another word for cash register. Americans say cash register instead of till.
So we
What?
would say cash register.
You know what? And I've seen so many videos of like people talking about things that Canadians say that Americans don't, vice versa. I've never heard anyone say till before because I didn't even know that Americans didn't say it.
That's why I stopped you. Sometimes I'll like try to like
It's British
get
English.
context and like pretend I know the word, but I couldn't do that for till.
Till is old-fashioned British English, I guess. The till. I can't believe you guys don't have a till. That is crazy. We actually just learned something new. I didn't know Americans didn't say till.
Okay, you were saying that they have to work till
Yeah, I would work.
cashiers either way.
Yeah, well, you work that and you would do other jobs anyways. Like when I worked other jobs, I'd be on.
Yeah, so I'm saying they probably have like a lineup where you switch between working the self-checkout center. There's one person there that registers, stocking. Like you just switch off. Like so when I worked at my school's markets, they assign me each like a certain job per day. So like one day I was stocking, one day I was register, one day or till. One day I was like on barista. Like they switched it off like every day.
I think the problem with self-checkout too is that like because people are so online and stuff, like it also does take away that human element. Like don't get me wrong, I fucking love self-checkout. I hate talking to people, but like it's almost a bad thing that I go out of my way all the time to never speak to anyone. You know what I mean?
I think it'll hurt us in
So
probably
I think in
like
the long run,
20 years. Yeah, but like right now,
I think it's good for people to that's the thing.
hate
People don't have
coming
small
in-
talk conversational skills.
I hate coming in at like 3 a.m. after a flight, checking into a hotel and having to deal with a human. That just infuriates me. Right? So I'd rather be at a machine, check in, go to my room, and then I'm fine with dealing with a human the next day. But in that moment, no.
I don't know if I mind that too much. I don't know if that
You
bothers me
do.
too much.
You're just lying at this point. You don't even like talking to anyone, so you're just lying.
I don't like talking to anyone, but I almost I don't know. I don't mind like small talk, like it going through the till, going through like the checkout or whatever the fuck. If
But
it's just like a normal
humans
interaction.
Humans are usually less competent than like the machine. So like with the machine,
But
you can get
no,
irritated
because
at a machine.
you know what pisses me off more than fucking anything is when the machine isn't working how it's supposed to work, and now you're standing there and there's no fucking human around, and this fucking thing isn't
always
working.
have a human. That's the point. There's always one
Yeah,
human.
now I gotta fucking
that's
stand
gonna
around
be
twiddle
there.
my thumbs, fucking ring a bell, hello, 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 this fucking machine's working. Now they're twiddling
No,
their thumbs trying to figure out how to.
They're still at the
And now they're
reception
trying to
desk.
make, and
They're-
now they're trying to, and you know what they do before they help you? They try to figure out this fucking machine first. So now you're standing there for fucking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just like while they fucking press buttons, hoping to make it work so you can go back to the machine instead of them. Like, just check me out.
But I hear that. Okay, checkouts.
No, I'd rather deal with a human and get it
checkouts
over
don't
with.
exist anymore, by the way. But check-ins very much do exist, and humans are the
I
worst
had to
with
check
check-ins.
out last
So,
time I was in a hotel.
last time I was at a hotel, they're not modern, obviously. You don't have to check out like ever.
It was in Texas. What do you mean?
Well, that's an Airbnb.
No, I was before the Airbnb. I was in the hotel with Mole for like 2 nights.
She didn't have to check out. They removed the card so it doesn't access the hotel rooms anymore. You guys don't have to check out.
We definitely stopped.
You stopped, but you didn't have to.
And I
I'm
think
telling
I think I paid and then they gave me my deposit. I don't know how it worked.
That doesn't make sense to me. So unless they were from like 10 years ago, that doesn't.
I don't know. I think we just gave them.
They
the deposit.
automatically give the money back to you.
I don't know how it works. I don't do it often.
The last hotel I stayed at, I lost my train of thought. I forgot what.
Why
we
the
were
fuck do they say
saying.
checkout by 10 if there's no real checkout? Can't I just stay forever then?
It's because they have to get it cleaned and ready for the next customers.
My tooth hurts.
That's why sometimes they don't allow late checkout.
I used a
because,
whitening strip yesterday and this is hurting my tooth.
happened to me the last time I used whitening strips. That's why I've been scared.
No, so you know what I do? Oh, so to make it hurt less, the problem is as I fold it back, don't put them on the backs of your teeth. Just put them on the front, and then instead of putting it to the back, just fold it over itself, and then it doesn't hurt. The reason why this one's hurting is because I folded it over on this one a little bit. But yeah, just don't put them on your backs of your teeth, and you're fine. Yeah, and then the last thing is just the Justin and Blake Lively lawsuit, which basically she's alleging a lot of like sexual misconduct from him, and he's alleging a lot of lying from her.
We talked about this.
Well, but more details came out like in the things. I watched a video on it today, and it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, there's just more details that came out.
Like what's the additional details?
I don't know. I watched a video and then I grabbed these. And I forgot.
Okay. Well,
It's basically
more
the same
details coming
things,
out
just with
is
more
he's trying to sue back. The reason he's doing that, though, he's suing all these media outlets and her because usually in a lawsuit you're not allowed to speak out talking about certain things to media. So like the theory is the reason why he's suing all these, even though he knows he's in a losing position, is so they can't speak out until it's settled. The original lawsuit.
Yeah.
Settled.
Which, I mean, he's fucked anyways at the end of the day. I mean, he made a woman uncomfortable. No man can recover from that.
He's fucked because he not only made a woman uncomfortable and did all this, he is fighting with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I would get it. It was an estranged couple. They are like the strongest couple of Hollywood. Like you can see that how much they love each other, you know?
Yeah,
like,
and
most
also
of the
Ryan
time
Reynolds,
you're
like, I know Ryan Reynolds is a goof, but you can tell he's like taking a shower and he's like fucking furious thinking about this. You just know.
You just know that he loves that woman,
Yeah.
like with all his heart. Like
Yeah.
to make those stupid joke posts about them at like every year on the birthdays, like "Happy birthday, my lover," and it's like someone else. Like you know they love each other. Like that's like true love right there. Like
100%.
if they did like a normal family photo and was like "I love you," that would be like
That would be out of pocket. That would be weird.
they're getting a divorce.
They're divorcing. Something's wrong.
Yeah,
did
but
you see Zendaya got engaged?
Did Tom Holland?
Yeah.
They're
The
so-
Golden Globe, she was like, she had the thing on her hand, but she wasn't like showing. She didn't talk about it. She was just like posing with pictures with it. And then she did another interview. It's so funny. She's like talking about a thing, and she has like her hand with the ring on it, and she's just like waving her hand around like she's explaining something, and people are like, "Girl,
That's
we
so
see it."
funny. I love that. They're so cute.
They are cute. Good for them.
I love them too because, like, you know, so many people hated on them at the start of the relationship because Tom Holland was shorter. And she was like, it's so funny. Until I started dating him, like, I never thought about height because, like, my dad's shorter than my mom. So, like, it was just a normal thing for me.
Yeah. You know what?
I think that's adorable.
I didn't even realize this. I didn't know anything about this, but apparently they had like a little bit of a fling, and then he broke it off because he was like, they weren't like dating, but they were like talking. But he broke it off because he was like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship yet. I'm just not sure, whatever. And that's when she started dating Jacob Elordi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Apparently before Jacob Elordi, her and Tom Holland had a thing. They just weren't like together. And then they got together like right after she broke up with him because he was basically like, I want you back. Like that was a mistake type shit.
I think he probably, so me and my friends were talking about this. We were talking about like celebrities that people find attractive and stuff. So we brought up, Timothy Chalamet, and me and my friends, like, he's attractive, but the thing is he's so skinny.
I don't
like
I'm not attracted to him.
He has a good Hollywood face. That's why I say he's attractive, like in the generic sense, but like he's so stick skinny that it almost doesn't look healthy.
His
I think
filmography for his age though is fucking nuts.
he is one of the
Incredible.
best actors
Incredible.
at his age. Like amazing.
People were saying
right?
he's this generation's Leonardo DiCaprio. Which
I
makes sense
think
to
he
me.
has a better range.
I would
At
say
this age,
so.
I
I
would
think
say
he has better
a
range, but I think it's just like the impact of his films. Like Leo didn't have range, but he still had really impactful films. You know what I mean? Like shit
So
that like
you're
people
saying
were just
the
like obsessed with.
comparison of the impact, not range.
Yeah, not the range, but just like for the time, people were like, "Holy fuck, I love this." You know what I mean?
I think so I agree with that. But I think he's a better actor in general.
Yeah,
than
I
Leo.
would say so.
I think Leo's a great actor. I think he's really good in a lot of his later films, but early films, I
He played the
It might
same
be
like
because-
lover
but
boy type shit.
it might be because he was typecasted, so I can't
Yeah.
like necessarily be like, oh my god, he was terrible. But I think he probably could have been typecast, whatever.
Yeah. Tom Holland's
What
like
was I
he's
saying?
a,
Oh,
he's,
so we,
he's good
me and my
looking,
friends were,
but I want to see him when he's older with a beard. Like I need to see
So-
Tom Holland when he's 40. for me
we went to
make a
Tom
judgment.
Holland, and then a lot of my friends were saying no, and I was like, I think he probably is actually insanely attractive. We just don't know because even Timothy Chalamet say he's someone who's has the most amazing riz. So I bet you, like, when you meet him, you're probably like infatuated with him. I bet
think
you he
he's-
has like the best
he-
personality.
It's
like,
probably like his smile in his eyes. I think once he catches your gaze, it's probably incredibly hard to get break
and
free of.
probably
you know what
like
I mean?
his humor and attentiveness and everything.
I
that
think once
you're-
he's got
you're
his
just like,
attention on you, it's extremely difficult to get away from it for sure.
and so like yeah, that's why I was like I could say like I'm not attracted to him now, but like if I met him, I would probably be like in love with him.
Yeah, I agree. Whereas I don't think I could say the same for Timothy Chalamet. I think I would just like be around him and be like, oh, this is like that's Timothy.
Yeah, I think he would probably come off as a little more like humble, shy kind of guy.
Yeah.
I think Tom Holland would have a little more confidence. Like I think they would both have confidence,
agree.
but in different ways. You know
I agree. You know what show I
we
really
could-
want to watch?
what?
I really want to watch House. I just want
You
to
should
sit
watch
down.
Evil. So I started watching Evil, and I think you'll really like
on
it. So
Netflix?
Evil, yeah, it's
Yeah, I'll watch
it was originally on I think Amazon Video or Apple TV. It's really good. It seemed too cheesy, and that's why I never watched it. But I finally ended up. I wanted to watch a spooky TV show, so
Yeah. Is
I
it like
started watching
scary?
it.
Am I gonna have to sleep with the
no,
lights
no,
on?
no, no. It's like religious, but like they do a good job of like. So I'm on season 2, and they do a great job of. So there's a priest who does like exorcisms and stuff like that. There's a psychologist and a scientist. Every episode, there's like supernatural entities and things like that. But then at the end, they like solve it, quote unquote.
Oh, so
So,
it's
like,
kind of like
there's-
Supernatural.
Supernatural, no, there's definitely crazy entities, but like this one where it's like it's like kind of like messing with your mind, where it's like, is everything in all the characters' heads, or is it because it's a psychologist, he always has an excuse, or a scientist, he always has an excuse why such and such is happening. So like one episode, like their skin's burning, and he's like, oh, that's because this person used this chemical on the skin during this time period, blah blah blah. So like every end of the episode when they're solving a case has like a scientific like excuse, psychological or scientific excuse of why it's happening.
Mhm.
And like even throughout season 2, like every episode has been consistent with that. Like as the viewer, you're doubtful for like a lot of things where you're like, that seems like a little weird that that's happening. But like
I think it would give me comfort that there's actually a reason.
yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Like,
make it easy to
I think you'll
watch.
like it. I thought it would be cheesy because it's like a typical like psychologist and priest team up. I was
Well,
like, oh,
'cause,
this
like,
sounds cheesy.
You remember how I
but
told
it's
you
really
like I
good.
woke up in the middle of the night the other day and I thought like I saw like an apparition like standing beside my
Yeah.
bed like and like I think that was just because I just woke up and my eyes were like my computer was on, so there was like the blue light was like moving and my eyes like I literally woke up and opened my eyes. I don't know. I think I was having a nightmare. I like woke up, sat up and opened my eyes and I was just in the corner of my room. It looked like something was just standing there, and I think it's just because I was still kind of my eyes were still seeing my dream, if that makes sense. Like I don't think anything was actually there.
I think like you'll like the explanations a lot then, because she again, a lot of psychology in it, a lot of cases in it that have like actually happened, which are cool. So
Yeah.
Stephen King loves it. He's like, best
Super
show
down.
ever.
Super down there. I'm super
It's
down.
cool.
I think that will. I honestly that might cure my spoopy anxiety because like even when I like because you know how my
I
laundry's
don't know
in
if
the
it
cellar?
will, because like I guess where I am in season 2, it's like the scientist and the psychologist are like kind of like, what's going on?
Oh, okay. Well, it might cure it for a little bit, but like you know how when I do my laundry in my cellar, the door opens and then my washer and dryer are, like right there.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in there and I'm like putting my laundry away, I'm like I always feel like there's something behind me in the corner just staring at me every fucking
Do
time.
you like my background's like fire? Do you like that?
Do you like mine's fucking?
Rat still? Of
Yeah.
course.
I need to fix these rats that are like fucking. I need to put that guy back up there because it just looks fucked with that one guy.
Priest guy from Evil. So you met Luke Cage. Luke Cage is the priest guy from Evil.
That's cool. That's dope.
And then the main evil guy in Evil is. Do you know Did you watch far enough in Lost that you met like the glasses like leader of the others? I really like him. I really like the actor, and he's like the main
I
bad
only watched
guy.
the first
so I was
couple
like,
episodes of Lost. I watched like up to like
uh,
season. I watched up to like episode 7. Isn't there like 20 episodes a season?
yeah, I probably kept kicking you out because I kept watching.
Well,
Like,
I watched
kept
it
binge
all that
watching.
one. No, I watched it all that one day, and then I just never watched it again because
Uh,
I don't know, a lot of stuff is happening, and like now that I'm in school, like I don't even have time to play my Switch. Like if I'm not
Yeah.
studying, there's like I'm either streaming or studying. That's pretty much it. Or working.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Evil a lot. There was one episode that I was a little disappointed today because I sometimes like playing stuff while I'm doing other activities so I can at least hear the background noise. And especially if it's like a serious show, there's like a lot of like pausing and stuff and like talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll put it on just so I hear the context while I'm doing work. And then it was a silent episode. So I was like,
I
is
hate
it
that.
on right now?
That reminds me of a time like The Quiet Place had just come out, and I was hanging out with my ex and like his friend, and they smoked a lot of weed, and I kept telling them, I was like, I really want to watch A Quiet Place, like let's watch A Quiet Place, like let's watch it. And I was like almost getting upset because they couldn't decide what movie they wanted to watch, and I kept suggesting it. I was like, let's just watch this. I know I want to watch this. You guys can't make up your mind. Let's just do this. And they're like, fine, okay, let's do it. So we all got stoned and then put on The Quiet Place. Worst movie to watch while you're high. So fucking quiet. You're so paranoid. I
Yeah,
was like, why did I do this?
It's because they try to like give you like the view of someone who's deaf, so it's like there's no ambiance, so it's like a weird.
You have to be quiet because of the monsters. If you make noise, they're gonna kill you.
Can I say something that was really stupid about A Quiet Place?
Yes.
Why couldn't they wear shoes?
I think I think so you can feel what's beneath your feet and like don't crunch anything.
They literally like fucking ripped open their feet so many times for not wearing shoes because they like.
Well, even like so, for example, if you're wearing shoes in the house, they're gonna thump rather than being on your bare feet.
You can be pretty quiet with your shoes.
You can be definitely quieter with your feet. 100%, you can be quieter with your feet.
Maybe that wasn't the only question I had. I have a few questions. I gotta think about it. I gotta go over everything that happened.
Everything. I didn't watch the new Quiet Place movie, the one with.
It was actually really boring.
Was
Super
it?
boring. Yeah.
Because it had that. I heard people said it was good because it has Lupita and whatever that guy.
I love Lupita and I love the guy who was in it,
Love them
but
both.
it was boring. Like
I watched clips of it, but
I was confused about the like so many things about it. I was like pissed off by so many things about it.
Moccasins even can be loud. You can scrape those on the ground and shit.
There were so many things that you could do, especially like distracting with noise. Like you even see that in so many like zombie movies where you can throw something to make noise somewhere else. Like why wouldn't you like plan stuff with that?
I think the problem is that like they didn't want to like throw something to make a noise or something because then like if they do make it, like that thing's gonna know they're in the area. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to draw any attention to themselves at all.
If you like hear a creature like right next to you and they're doing like whatever, and you have like a bag of rocks and you just toss a rock way in the distance.
But even the sound of your arm throwing the rock is enough.
Well,
like you're close. But like even like okay, what if you're like
right there?
But they're so sensitive. Like what if you go to throw the rocks and then your fucking arm like does like the crunch, like it like cracks. Now you're fucked. If your arm cracks while you throw that, you're dead.
Did you hear anything? Watch.
No, but like yeah. But what if it does? And again, the monster can hear that. I can't, but the monster can hear everything.
But that's kind of brain dead because like breathing, heartbeat, and stuff like that. Dogs can hear all of that. So like dogs are better listeners than these.
Yeah, I don't know why these monsters couldn't hear heartbeats and shit.
Yeah, then we'll start doing plot holes because like.
No, that is a big plot hole. They'd definitely be able to hear your heartbeat. Especially when you're freaking out, your heart's like pumping. They would hear that for sure.
And like, there's so many scenes of them going.
Yeah. Literally. I'm so excited to watch 28 Years Later. Holy fuck.
You're gonna watch it without watching the first?
No, I'm gonna watch the 28 Days and 28 Weeks. I'll watch those.
How do I watch the first, remember?
You're gonna have to pirate it somewhere online. I can ask someone in my Discord.
They want to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it.
Not that I said that on YouTube. We're not pirating anything. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I need to watch the first two, and then the 28 Years comes out in June, doesn't it?
no idea. I haven't watched.
I think it comes out in June 20th. I'm gonna watch it for my birthday. I think that'll be super fun.
Okay, it's been 2 hours. Do you think, quick question before we end, do you think that we should do, instead of like random topics, do you think we should do themes? I see a lot of podcasts have like themes.
We could do, I know, like, for example, Wick streams every day, and he does like a political theme every time he does.
Yeah.
But
Should we do a theme?
we can do themes. We can test out themes next week, but I think if we're gonna do themes, we should have more than one theme. You know what I mean? In case we run out of.
No, I don't think we'll run out of ideas. We can pull an article from like 30 years ago, you know?
No. Yeah, but like if we run out of like, I think we should always have some sort of backup theme. You know what I mean? Or I guess the conversation will just run. The conversation will just run. I don't know. What if we like run out of like, we've kind of run the course and we're looping on the same thing?
Well, the thing is, we're still going to add to the DDP podcast. Like
Yeah.
for example, let's say the theme is like women in internet space. Like that's what you said is next Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll pull up like articles, interesting articles based off that topic. We can
I
add
tried to do
those.
some research on that. I saw, so Wick did a men in internet spaces and the things they had to deal with, and he got really upset because all the men were just arguing about gender wars and shit like that, but he wanted it to be like, what's your actual experiences like being a man online, and like what have you gone through, and
He add those men and then us as well. You can suggest that.
No, so like I think we should be talking about our own experiences, but like I've looked up a couple articles to talk about, because he also, part of the question was like, how is it different from men? And I looked up a couple articles, and like it seems to be that men are more likely to experience like trolling, homophobia, racism, all things like that. And then also men are.
I just don't agree with that.
That's 100% true.
How do you know that?
I looked up like 3 different articles on it. Men are more likely to especially the spaces that they're in.
More majority of like higher percentage of men streaming online versus women. So you have a
no. It's not even just
data?
not even just in streaming. It's just like being online in general. Like for example, like think about like online gaming communities, like men that play COD. The whole COD fucking manosphere, they're all just treating each other like shit. You go to an online community where it's mostly women, it like I don't know, fucking Stardew Valley shit.
In like a man with majority of men experiences versus women majority of women, or are you saying a woman with majority of men?
No.
So examples of a woman saying one word and everyone's saying whore, bitch.
Yeah.
And like
Yes. Women, if they go into a man's space, are more likely to be treated like shit than a man is for being in a man's space. However, in general, the whole encompassing scope with the communities that people tend to hang out in, men are more likely to experience racism. They're more likely to experience. I have the article. I can send it to you. They're more likely to experience homophobia. They're more likely to experience like trolling behavior. Women are more likely to experience like misogyny, stalking, harassment. And then I think this wasn't in the article. This was another thing that I was looking at, but I can't find it. But it made sense to me because like. So, for example, the only woman that I can think of that's ever been swatted was Cutie Cinderella, and she was with Ludwig. Like, I think men are more likely to get swatted as well when they're online. I can't think
someone try to attempt us to get swatted.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there women get like stalked and harassed and stuff, but I think men get swatted more often than women do. Like, you're more likely to get swatted if you're a man than a woman. Hold on,
sure.
I have this article.
But like the swatting, I can make a lot of arguments why. All of that.
Let me send this to you. Let me send this.
Said bring on guests. Yeah, no, we're not like big enough to bring on guests. I think we should continue.
No, we have to get like bigger. But yeah, that's the article. Understanding gender differences and experiences and concerns surrounding online harms. I want to do more research for it because fucking Erudite is like really well versed. She's fucking like, I mean, her podcast with Destiny, like the Bridges podcast, like she talks about so many diverse topics, so fucking in depth. Like, I'm like, I need to do a bit of research. I just can't just go on here and wing it. Like, she's actually smart. I mean, you're actually smart too. I figure you two are gonna do most of the talking, and I'll probably interject. Like, I feel like
I'll probably be honestly skeptical of like, especially
well,
like
Erudite
for
is
example,
really
what you're bringing up right now.
Erudite is you might be not beef with her, but you might go have a good back and forth with her because she's really focused on men's issues and protecting men and making
I
sure that
remember
men are
your
heard.
first debate with her where I was like, what the fuck? You were saying you didn't want to have a baby, and she was like, and you were like, you don't think men could like, I actually remember the first
Well, no,
debate
so
with
that
her, and
that
I
was
didn't like her with that debate. I was watching with a friend too, one of my friends from high school, and we were both pissed off because she kept like speaking for you, where it was like, they were saying that, you were saying you don't want to have a baby, blah, blah, blah. Men can't feel the pain that women have when through childbirth. And she was like, yes, they can. And you're like, what? And
yeah.
me and my friend were like, what is she trying to argue for?
She is very focused on like men's issues and things like that, which isn't a bad
Ridiculous.
thing. I think it's good. Somebody has to do it. And she's like,
Yeah, men
she's
can
really,
do it.
she's also,
You
she's
can
also,
wave women out.
well, it's also good for them to have some sort of female representation, just like it's good for men to like, for women to have male representation with like their issues. It's like good to have someone from the like other gender, whatever other side to like understand and like make sort of the message easier for other
Are
people to
you
understand.
talking about? The argument was about like childbirth, like
No,
how
I'm not talking
it feels
about.
in
I'm not talking.
childbirth. Like
Hold on, I'm not talking
what
about
men
like. I'm
representation
not.
of how it feels in childbirth.
Hold on. I'm not talking about the childbirth thing specifically. I'm just talking like in generalities. Like sometimes it's easier to understand something when it's coming from someone that you relate to more.
Of course.
Yeah, that's my whole. That's what I'm saying. I'm
That's
something
why
to do with
not
the childbirth.
necessarily like the Asian, the protectors of Asian hate probably should have not been BTS. It probably honestly should have been like a white man, because the white men who already hate Asians aren't going to listen to other Asians
Yeah.
about hating Asians.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Shit like that. Well, should we end the podcast? Go to stream.
Yes.
Okay, chat. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna go to stream and we're gonna hang out, and then we may perhaps play some League of Legends.
See.
Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.